Hey, this is my trade on Apple. It was an opening drive play. I wanted to go over the tape here and show you some of the big block orders that I was seeing and how I used those to risk against. Here at the open, here's Apple right here. So Apple opens, goes up just above pre-market for a few seconds, then comes back down and flushes down pretty hard on over 100% volume. And we have a nice range here, which is lines up with 146, the bottom of this range, and then the pre-market high. So price opens here and then quickly gets right back below. That's a good signal for a short here. And then it gets underneath 146, so there's another potential entry here. I was late to it, so I was watching it here. But you can see price comes back up to 146, and we're going to get a big block order. And you're going to see price not be able to stay above 146. And that gives me extra confirmation. So right here, 145.96 just got hit. Price couldn't even get above 146. Price immediately goes below. So right there is short-term resistance for me. And so I waited. Well, I would have liked to get in right there, but I waited and I was able to get a later entry here. Price pushes down pretty good from that big block order. We get a low volume retracement back up to 146 here. You can see on the level 2, 146 is back. There's a bigger size order here waiting, so that pulls the price up to 146. And it gets hit right. It's just about to get hit. Right. Okay, so it didn't fully get hit. So I looked at that as also a short signal. The first one, like I said on the previous candle, big block order, comes in just below 146, price immediately gets under. You know, you use that as resistance, then price pulls back on low volume, big order sitting at 146, can't even fill it because there's too many orders in front of it. You don't necessarily need the block order there. You can use that past block order to tell you that there's resistance here. So I get in really tight here, and it continues down from there. So what I wanted to also say was, so here as we're going down, I see some more big orders that show up that give me confirmation. We have a big one sitting at 145.50, super big lot order. I use that as a place to partial. So you can see here, just got hit right there, 145.50. A bunch of big lot orders here on the red, so on the bid, and price is struggling to stay below, but it is staying right around there. Usually if you don't see price rip up from there, it's a good signal that it's still weak. So a lot of times if I see these big lot orders and then you eventually get price above it, then I'm then looking at this as a big block order as resistance, and now this is a big block order area as support. And so price would just keep going until otherwise. But in this case, these big orders came through, price really got stuck here and then came down some more. So now this is almost turning into resistance as well. And you can see here, price keeps going down. We have orders on the level 2 to the bid side, even though there are plenty on the ask. It's heading down and it's filling the ones on the bids. So right here, when I scroll down, there is big bids here at 145.20 waiting, 145.11 and 10, and then also 145 is a big one. However, there is a daily level right here, and so I'm putting a lot of weight on this spot because I'm combining multiple indicators, the daily level with multiple big bids, and then you even have one right before it too, so it kind of has to flush through all of these just to get to that 145 spot. So I'm going to partial before 145.11. So right here, as price was going down, 29 cents and 20 cents was hit. You can see that after 20 cents was hit, right here, price got above quickly. So that to me is a short-term sign of support here. Now what I don't want to see is big lot orders come in as it's going up. So if we see big lot orders again at 29 and then higher at 35, etc., then that says that there's more strength as it's going back up. And so I'm going to assume that 20 cents is support, and now it's having strength all the way up. And I'm going to then revert back to the past big lot orders that I saw earlier, which was at 50 cents, and hope that that 50 cents can now hold as resistance because of those big orders earlier. So what you want to do is you want to remember these big moments in the price action, and why they were big moments, you know, whether they were big lots or there was a consolidation where all the shares sort of kind of work together to create a barrier. You want to remember that stuff, and a lot of times I'll use trend lines and lines to tell myself where past orders went through. So like I said, 50 cents is a resistance. However, I'm not seeing any big lots coming in on the upside. So until then, it's looking weak still towards this 145.20 cents. And then you can see the gravity of these big bids at 145.11 is eventually going to pull it down. I'm going to fast forward here a bit. Okay, so right here, I'm going to rewind a little bit. So right here, it's going down. See, here's that big bid at 145, right? But like I said, I'm combining multiple things here. I'm combining these orders with a daily level being here. If this daily level wasn't here, well, then maybe I would put some of my partial down before 145, but I'm just kind of using this as a potential support area. So right here, it's about to fill these 145.11s right now, just filled them. So if you notice here, it just filled them, right? So that 145.11 and that whole area, there was a bunch of big bids highlighted. However, there weren't any big lot orders. So this is another thing that I look at. What I look at is that, sure, there were big highlighted orders and they got filled and then price got above. So that is short-term support. However, these orders weren't necessarily big block orders. They were more of these like retail size orders. And so I don't give it as much weight for a support. If those big, 145.11 orders came in and they were big block ones and then price got above, that would be a slightly better support to me. So to me, this isn't that strong of a reversal just quite yet. Okay, so while we were going up, we did get a big block order that came in here. So right here at 145.35 came in. So on the way up, boom, it hit a big block order. So that's good, at least for strength as of right now. It gets above it. Actually, the bid is struggling to get above it. Okay, so the bid. Yeah, so right there. So that's a good example, right? So we flushed down. We hit those big highlighted orders at 145.11. We reverted back up. We got to this point. We had a huge order that came in at 35 cents. It hit it, couldn't go any further. Eventually got under it, and look, it quickly went right back down to this 11-cent area. So it's just showing you big orders, big lot orders bouncing price to the next big order. And past orders in the morning also play a part. So like I said, if it would have gotten above this 35-cent area and would have kept going up, it would have had resistance here at 145.50 because of those huge orders that went through. Okay, so right here, I'm looking for 145 to get filled now. I believe when these get filled, though, there aren't any big block orders, though, at first. So boom, right there. They all got filled, 145, and now they're gone for the time being. But look, they were all in this medium size prints. Nothing big here. So that tells me that we did get above it though. So for right now, this is support. However, it wasn't huge block orders yet, so it isn't necessarily major support just yet. And then we quickly start going back down. And so watch this. When we go back through 145 again, something happens. Right here, boom. So, okay, there we get the big block order at 145. So for whatever reason, it went away on the level 2. You couldn't see it anymore. So again, let me just show you here. So right here, those highlighted 145s went through. Now they're gone. Nothing big came on the tape here. But then suddenly, price sticks around this 145, and then all of a sudden a big block order comes in right now. Boom, right there. And then look what happens. Price gets under, and then it flushes super fast. Flushes through that highlighted order at 144.90. Flushes some more. And so this is a really good resistance now of 145, because we had this. We had those other 145s earlier on the medium-sized orders. If you see here, price goes all the way down to 144.50. No big orders here, but still it's following its trend. And then we just finally got another, big order here at 144.45, which was right here. And then price gets above. So as of right now, this is support. So I partial, and then I'm looking to see what's going to happen as it goes up. Now I believe it does start going up, and we do see some volume coming in. And I believe we see some bigger orders above 144.50, which signals some strength, at least for the short term. Dang it. Okay. Right here. Here we go. You can see a big order just came in at 144.68, which is signaling some strength on the way back up. And you can see some new buyers showing up here on the level 2 right here. So a couple things are happening now. So we had this big block order that came in. Price got above it. So as of right now, this is pretty decent support. On the way up, we see another big order come in as it flushes up, which gives it extra energy and strength on the way up. And then not only that, you look over on the level 2 and we see some bids stepping up to 79 cents just below the price, potentially wanting to get in, pull it back a little bit and get it in to keep it going. So I believe that those are all good signs of strength for the reversal for the time being. But like I said, I'm going to use past past history in the morning to tell me where it's going to struggle to keep going. 145 it's going to struggle, 145.11 it's going to struggle, 145.50 it's going to struggle, and maybe even this little consolidation. So we got a couple of different good resistance areas that I could potentially look to add back in for the continuation down, for it to eventually hit this 144, or just for it to, come back down to low of day. Price is going up. We got another big order at 144.79, giving it extra strength here. I think that was that highlighted lot that we saw. Okay, so we're coming up on that 145, right? There isn't anything crazy here at 145, but we're still looking at 145 here. I think I did see a highlighted order there, but nothing crazy big on the big block orders. Okay, so boom, right here. So boom, we just had two big block orders come in right around 145. Boom, right there. Let's see what else happens after. Price is staying below it. It's not flushing down, but it's not necessarily getting above it. Okay, there we go. It's starting to get above it. So remember, 145.11 was also resistance. So currently I'm watching this and I'm thinking this is struggling right here. Remember this 145.13 and 11 was resistance. Fast forward a little bit. Oh shit, so then I must have jumped around here. Okay, so right here. Okay, so price did keep going. That sucks that I lost that, but so price did break that 145.11 area. Came all the way up to 145.40, which is this little consolidation. Came back down and then back up. I'm still short bias because there is still large bids to the bottom here. Yeah, so if you look on the prints right here, the most recent big block order was 145.37, and of course it's right here at the top of this. So this again is resistance with a big block order, plus there's VWAP. So that's pretty much all I wanted to go over was, if you have these good levels here in the pre-market or even on the day before, you can then have them marked, but you want to combine those levels with actual proof on the prints and on the level 2. And you can use some of these things to help with your levels. And anytime you see big things happen, like big block orders or consolidations, you should always mark them down, whether on the chart or you write them down. That's what I do. And that way, when price does revert back up and retrace, whether to VWAP or to something else, you can remember, hey, there was a huge order. There was a battle that went through at 145.50 here, and then a couple big block orders came in. So I need to remember that, because when price comes back up, I want to watch price again and see what happens. Does the shorts come in again strong, or are they gone now? And does price continue up above it, pull back, and then continue up? And now you have a good support again, or a good support now for the long, and maybe this thing is reversing. So yeah. All right, thanks guys. Let me know if you have any questions.